I'm Catherine, Teen Services Librarian for the Gwinnett County Public Library, and welcome to the Totally Lit Monthly Book Talk. This week our focus is on holiday books.
So holiday books isn't really a genre, but I just read a fun one and thought it would be fun to talk about some here. So I'm going to briefly talk about 5 books that I've read that fall into the holiday theme. I'm going to try and keep this pretty spoiler free, so I don't ruin anything for you if you haven't had a chance to read these titles yet. I found while researching this topic that there is quite a debate about the worth of holiday books. Some people refuse to read them at all, while others love them and find them to be the right cozy read for the season. Where do you fall in this debate? Comment below and let us know. I'd be interested to see what you think. I don't necessarily seek them out, and I will read a holiday book even if it isn't the time of year for that holiday, but I do like them. For example, I read the first book I'm going to talk about in September, and it is all about the Christmas holidays and New Year's. And that book is 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston. I think the tagline on the cover of this one sums it up perfectly. Trust your family to make the holidays even more awkward. I thought this one had the potential to be a funny, quirky, sweet read, and it did not disappoint. In this book, Sophie is looking forward to the fact that her parents are leaving to spend time with her very pregnant older sister. She thinks this means she will get to stay home and spend some quality time with her boyfriend. However, her parents expect her to stay with her grandparents and extended family during the holiday break. She also finds out she and her boyfriend are definitely not on the same page as the future of their relationship is considered. When a devastated Sophie shows up, her Nana and the rest of her family devise a plan to set Sophie up on blind dates set up by 10 of her family members. As you can imagine, some dates are crazy, like being signed up as the lead role in a living nativity with a boy that only comes to her shoulder, and some actually turn out to be pretty great by scoring an invite to an exclusive party. Regardless of how the dates turn out, this will be one holiday break she'll never forget. I really did enjoy this one, and it was just what I needed in a book when I read it. It's a cute, lighthearted read with humor, life in a big family, and working through all those relationships, friendships, and some romance mixed in. I thought the character development was on point, and it was easy to relate to the main character, Sophie. I will say I did figure out who she would end up with fairly early, but it did not make me enjoy the story any less. Next up is Let It Snow by Maureen Johnson, John Green, and Lauren Miracle. This title had actually been on my to-read list for a while and I kept putting it off. Then I happened upon the Netflix movie version and thought it was a cute movie, so I gave it a go. In Let It Snow, we were taken to a small town with a Christmas Eve snowstorm. Each author focuses on different characters and their stories, and we get a funny, charming story with interconnected characters and a little bit of love. In the first story by Maureen Johnson, we have a stranded train, and Jubilee, who ventures out into the storm to get away from 15 cheerleaders who are also stuck with her on the train. She makes it to the Waffle House across the street and meets an adorable stranger who maybe saves her day. The second story is written by John Green and also features the cheerleaders from the first story. This one was probably my favorite and the funniest in my opinion. 3 friends are hanging out, watching movies, playing games, etc. when they get a call from another friend working at the Waffle House to get over there because of the stranded cheerleaders. But along the way, chaos ensues and we maybe get a love connection between friends. In the last story by Lauren Miracle, we start with Addie, who is devastated about her struggling relationship and breakup, who ends up going on a journey of self-discovery while going to pick up her best friend's pet. This story also works to tie up the endings from the other stories and brings everything together. Overall, this was cute, but I did discover there were quite a few changes from the book made in the movie, some good and some bad. My next one is Dash and Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Cohn and David Levitin. If you've watched my other Totally Lit videos, you're aware these are 2 of my favorite authors. But I'm probably talking about this one now because of the recent series on Netflix. I love the premise of this book. It is so fun. Lily is spending her first Christmas at home without the usual festivity that she loves so much. Her parents have left her for a trip to Fiji, and her brother is only interested in spending time with his boyfriend. After a suggestion from her brother, and to pass the time, she leaves a book of dares at a bookstore. Dash happens upon the book left by Lily that instructs him to turn the page if he wants to play along, or to put the book back on the shelf if not. Throughout the story, they pass the book back and forth, trading dares, sharing more and more about themselves. But will their in-person selves get along as great and connect on the same level as their notebook selves? You'll have to read and find out. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail for this next one. It's a compilation of 12 different stories by YA authors titled My True Love Gave to Me and is edited by Stephanie Perkins. I read this one a while ago and enjoyed it. There are some stories in here with characters that I wish had full books and series to go with them. This one brings a variety of stories covering Hanukkah, Christmas, the winter solstice, and New Year's, and really does have something for everyone. This last one is New Year's Kiss by Lee Matthews. This is a new one just out this month, and I haven't actually read it yet, but the timing is perfect. So if you're looking for something to read during New Year's and are looking to read a little romance, give this one a try. It follows Tess, who ends up stuck with her grandmother during the holiday season at their family-owned ski resort. Tess plans to spend her time reading in her room, but is interrupted by a handsome skier with a broken leg. Together they come up with a list of new things for Tess to try before the year's end to break her out of her shell and habits. However, her handsome help ends up leaving, and so she works through the list to the last item that involves what I'm sure you've guessed from the title, a New Year's kiss. You'll have to read to find out if she ever gets it.
There are so many great holiday books out there, and for a look at more, take a look at the book list linked in our post description. Comment below and tell us what some of your favorite holiday books are.